Alright, let's talk about the Season 6 mid-season finale of The Walking Dead. Honestly, it wasn't the best mid-season finale, but it wasn't terrible. I don't think that by any stretch of any means was it a terrible episode. It just wasn't the best mid-season finale I've seen on The Walking Dead. But I do think that this episode really set up for a very strong return of The Walking Dead in February. So let's start at the beginning. Alright, the tower falls down, the wall comes down, and people start running to their houses or shelter. Where the hell are most of the Alexandrians at this point? Yeah, a lot of them died during the wolf invasion, and probably others were hiding in their house, but really, there was like no Alexandrians pretty much. We only saw a couple of them. Where's Heath? Where's Spencer? Where did they go? I like Deanna helping Rick, mostly because of that epiphany I was talking about needing to happen last review. Other than that, she was pretty useless here, and then she got bit. Which actually led to some awesome dialogue with Deanna, and who knew that we needed to get her bitten on her deathbed in order to have some of this great dialogue and conversations with characters. And I really enjoyed Michonne and her talking, and Deanna asking Michonne, "What do you want?" And Michonne is unsure, and she's still trying to figure it out, and this is something we see her struggle with in the comics. She's unsure of exactly what she wants and what she deserves. And I also liked Deanna telling Rick that she helped him not because she liked him or thought he was a good father or, rock the beard game, but because he's one of them. They're all a community, which was the right answer according to her. Which, please, please, please let this lead to Rick having that aha moment of, we need a community, we need each other to survive, and he embraces the Alexandrians. I am waiting for that to happen. Well, what's left of the Alexandrians? They're a little sparse these days. There were a few interesting things about them being holed up in Jesse's house this episode. Number one was Ron trying to kill Carl. I was a little disappointed Carl just didn't beat the hell out of him, but I think Carl kind of did beat the hell out of him verbally. He was kind of jabbing Ron a little bit, and I liked after he took his gun and he says, "Yeah, my dad killed your dad, but your dad was an asshole." Weird that Carl lied to his dad about their fight though. Maybe he's trying to maintain a relationship with Ron, a bro code. I think Rick saw through it but trusted Carl to know what he's doing. Number two, Rick and Gabriel look to be on better terms. Gabriel saying he won't stop and he can do it. The Walker Guts walk, and Rick affirms he knows he will. It was a small moment, but it was still kind of aww. And number three, like I said, I like Deanna and her dialogue, especially at the end of her life, but holy hell, the feverish woman, you leave her alone with the baby upstairs. I just wanted to see the baby one more time. I can excuse her. She's dying, she's probably out of it, she's not thinking right at this point. Oh, I'm dying, I want to see a baby. She's not thinking, oh, I am gonna turn and bite the baby and the baby can't fight back. Okay, I excuse her. Why would you leave the feverish woman about to turn into a walker alone with your baby upstairs? High stress situation, yes. Rick, bad parenting. And then we have Sam, who has his frickin' music still going on. Does Jessie seem to be a little detached from her son? If not both of them, but Sam. Kind of, I don't know, she just doesn't seem to be a very present parent. There, son. Just pretend to be somebody else. Anyone but you. You know, like a son that doesn't suck. From the plate being swarmed by the bugs, it looks like she hasn't been going into his room much and talking with him. Yeah, they got a lot of other stuff to worry about right now, like not killing the walkers around the perimeter, but your kid is seriously messed up. Well, your other kid's messed up too, and it actually seemed like an afterthought. Sam seemed like an afterthought when they are covering themselves in their guts ponchos, and Sam opens the door and goes, "Mom," and she turns around and sees him and is like, "Oh shit, that's right, I have another tiny little human in this house. Guess I'm gonna have to take care of him now." He seriously just seemed like an afterthought to her. Then they all head out, and of course the traumatized little boy that had his father recently killed, been threatened with death by Carol, and saw his community torn apart by savage wolves, has a freak out when he's surrounded by a ton of walkers that he is not used to interacting or being around at all. Terrible plan to put that little boy in the middle of that, but what were they going to do at that point? Kinda bummed that they stopped with him calling out Mom, Mom, Mom. I was surprised to see no one reacting to him. We saw the walkers getting a little bit more agitated with his calling out Mom, but we didn't see it like Ron. If you have a younger or older sibling, you know that maybe older siblings aren't as nice to younger siblings when they are fucking up plans. I'm surprised Ron wasn't looking at him like, shut the fuck up, or even his mom responding or something. Regardless, Sam is getting some people killed when The Walking Dead comes back in February, and I am betting it's his mom, himself, and probably Ron. Ron is on his way out. So, sorry Sam, you're about to get yourself and everyone else around you killed that's related to you. It's that porch dick genes. They aren't that good. But at least we got to see Deanna going out in a blaze of glory. That was such a fitting end for her, deciding to take out as many walkers as she can, and then her war cry. Hopefully she's too feverish and out of it to feel a lot of pain when they tear her apart. Lastly, this was actually the first time ever that I wanted to punch out both Carol and Morgan at the same time. They were both being absolutely ridiculous. Taking care of the wolf didn't need to happen in the middle of a herd event when Carol should be focusing on another plan, and she didn't need to start a conflict with Morgan during this emergency, which, I mean, let's not even start on Morgan shouldn't have had that guy in there in the first place, but this is an example of Carol going too far at the wrong moment and being kill, 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 kill. That's the extreme I was talking about. Sometimes it's okay not to kill and wait and think it out. Carol just went from, okay, there's a herd and maybe we should be making a plan, to, nope, I need to go 50 Shades of Stabby at this point. I'm also slightly bugged that Rosita and Tara handed over their guns to the wolf. I'm sure one of them could have made a headshot before his knife slit Denise's throat. So that sounded like a lot of negatives, but honestly, I really liked this episode. I thought it was a good episode. On its own, it was a good episode. It just wasn't necessarily the best mid-season finale that I have seen, and I think if you put it up against other mid-season finales, it's a little weak. It's maybe not the weakest, but definitely not up there with the better mid-season finales. But on its own, it was a good episode. We got a lot of great dialogue with Deanna talking to the characters. We had a lot of action with the herd coming in and everybody spreading out. Glenn knows that Maggie's alive. Maggie is safe for now. We have the ending with the action sequence, which is going to be very exciting to see when The Walking Dead comes back in February. So I think overall it was a good episode and I liked it. But what did you think? Who do you think Sam will get killed with his calling out Mom? Do you sympathize with the traumatized kid or think he has to go? Were you rooting for Carol to knock out Morgan? I was.